So this is an individual called Eric. I don't know who the fuck this is. 1.6 million followers, rather large content creator. For context, Eric beat me to the punch and decided to apparently block me before um, before I could do this segment. I guess he thought that would make him me not be able to. Oh no, wait, he didn't actually block me. I just couldn't find him. No. Anyway, so I came across this individual, 1.6 million followers. He is not a licensed therapist in any capacity, and what he apparently used to do, we'll say, is he used to be, I suppose, a beacon of light. I don't know. He was somebody that people would come to for their problems, and you would talk about is their issues and whatever. So, very disturbing as you get into this. Just for context, there is a. I'm only saying as much as I'm told I was allowed to say, but he is under police investigation for talking to minors. So, let's kind of get into this whole situation here. All right. So I came across it with this individual. I had a podcast with him before, Dread Behemoth. He is a licensed therapist. He is a licensed therapist here, and we'll just let him speak for himself when it comes to this situation. First, fucking shit. So that the volume is good.
We have a duty to protect our communities, and this man, who is a mental health advocate.
All right, let's do this.
I don't normally like to do these things. I always try to find the answer, but I also believe that as a therapist, we have a duty to protect our communities. And this man, who is a mental health advocate, and I used to think was a very good mental health advocate.
By the way, advocate, mental health advocate. These are very tricky situations when it comes to discussing mental health, okay? Because you guys have to understand that, like, once you start being somebody that's there for somebody, you have a bit of emotional power over them to an extent. You have a little bit of, there's a power play, right? You guys have to acknowledge that. And he's an unlicensed therapist. Well, not an unlicensed therapist, excuse me. He's a mental health advocate. And, you know, it gets tricky, especially when you decide to use it in a negative way.
Is actually preying upon children. Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know, this guy hands out his cell phone number so that way he can...
So it says right here, Eric has been banned for sending the following messages to a 15-year-old. I'm assuming this is somebody's Discord.
Message people, and he was there to be supportive of people. And here's one of the message conversations right here.
So we're going to read that. So this is the, I guess, the young girl, 15-year-old girl, as referenced right here. True, oh well. So he says, what's going on? They say that's a shame. And then they ask, does your butt smell? So that was kind of where we get to the point of, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why would you ask somebody, does your butt smell? I don't really understand that. Then she responds with, doesn't really smell, Eric, LOL. And then he says, just curious, don't fart or they smell worse. Okay, so what's really going on? What the fuck? I honestly, like, listen, some people have weird shit, but this isn't some shit you say to a 15-year-old person. Let's see. That's not a conversation word. Okay, so now he went from, like, hey, how does your butt smell, to, like, oh, let me try to dissect you emotionally and, you know, psychologically, because isn't a conversation word. So he basically made them uncomfortable. When they said he decided to kind of backtrack it to, like, oh, you don't want to talk about your problems? LOL. And then she says LOL, and then he goes, stop, smelly ass, what's up? So clearly this individual has a thing for, I guess, smelly asses. I don't know. Very bizarre. But, like, again, who cares? But this is in relation to a 15-year-old girl. Or 15-year-old. I think it's a girl, but I guess maybe it's not.
You can take a look at it. Let me post the other one. So if you pause the video and look at it, you'll see through these messages how inappropriate these messages are. And this is from one of his teenagers that he was texting. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so, no, that's... I don't know what this is. That's so effort. Do you stink? Okay, here we go again. This weird fascination with the smells of young children's butts. LOL, I'm having fun laying in bed. It's 4 a.m. When's the last time you showered? Oh, okay. I don't remember. So your pit smell, does it smell worse when you fart? What the fuck? Jesus Christ. So he has a smell fetish, clearly. Now listen, the issue isn't the smell fetish. The issue actually is twofold. It's one, that it's in relation to children, and two, remember, this is somebody who says that they're a mental health advocate. So they're getting comfortable with people through their trauma, and then he's saying, "Oh, let's get a little sexualized." Haha, FFS. That's what they said. What's FFS mean? Well, there's no fucking if you smell bad. That's then no babies. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Out of the way so you can pause that and see that. You'll notice there's some very explicit stuff at the bottom that's very questionable about this person. I am very upset that a person like this is posing as a mental health advocate when we already have enough trouble trying to get people to trust mental health, and someone like this is preying on little children. It's unacceptable.
Gross. So he has a YouTube video that addresses this situation here, where he talks about it. And this isn't. I mean, if this is the meat, there's still the sprinkling left afterwards, because it gets worse. But let's go through this first. Yeah.
Here are the screenshots from the conversation.
So this is him admitting it. There's more content on his YouTube that he has that's even more damning. There's like a half-hour video that seems like just a half-hour worth of gaslighting people into not believing that he is some kind of a bizarre predator. And listen, even if it's not a predator towards kids, which seems to not be the case, because again, like I had said, this is something that is, some of this is going to the police. There's still a mental health aspect there where he's talking to people based on their traumas, and it gets worse, and I'm going to go into it. What I will say is, and actually we'll go through this first, he makes a series of videos basically saying that he has a bunch of mental health problems, and so it's not his fault. It's not his fault for being gross. So, I'm diagnosed with ADHD. I have ADHD. It doesn't cause you to do this. PTSD. I don't really know what GAD is or MMD. I think he actually has a post here telling him about all the shit that he has. Yeah, here we go. So he has ADHD, PTSD, general anxiety disorder. That's GAD. MDD is major depressive disorder. BDD is body dysmorphic disorder. None of these things would make you be gross and inappropriate towards children, just so you know. My understanding is now he's saying he might have high functioning autism. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. Here's what I'm going to say is that people who have autism struggle with the ability to empathize with other people, and if your entire TikTok career was centralized around being a mental health advocate and being very, very mentally woke, we'll say, and having very deep, having a lot of depth with empathy, I don't see how you are high functioning autistic and to struggle with those types of things. I don't know. Anyway, just wanted to bring that up for context. So yeah, he has a bunch of stuff. He lost a wife and father to suicide, recovering alcoholic and cocaine addict, struggle with harm, body image, and attempted suicide, enjoyed cancel culture, has been married 4 times. Your mental health issues are not an excuse for predatorizing on people, whether they're children or even adults. You can't say, I have a mental health issue. Do you want to do dirty things with me? And again, we haven't even got to the meat and potatoes of this situation, really. Okay, so this is a problem. And see, here's the thing on TikTok: if you call someone out for weaponizing their mental health, as other people have that we just talked about, Joe Robe, all of a sudden you look like a bad guy. Now, this is an extreme case where you can go yeah, this isn't an excuse to be talking to minors, but it becomes much more nuanced than that, clearly. So let's go through his video.
Play the victim or any of that.
Okay, let's restart it. So,
here are the screenshots from the conversation, not to play the victim or any of that. I'm not trying to manipulate anyone. One, if you ever are struggling, do not reach out to anybody other than your family members.
So this is a walk back, clearly, because his entire thing was based on talking to him if you're struggling. So now he's trying to kind of walk back on that.
I made a mistake. I am a 40-year-old man. There is no reason I should have ever texted a teen, adult, especially a teen.
Yeah, but this is listen, I'm going to remove the age from it. His entire thing was gross. He was a mental health advocate that would utilize that. By the way, just to be clear, he has an OnlyFans where he met up with fans to engage with them sexually. So you don't do that as a mental health advocate. You don't do that because you have a position of power over somebody when you understand their emotional traumas. So yeah, this is bigger than you guys thought.
I don't have any kids, and I don't really like kids a whole lot.
Thank God.
I don't understand how to talk to kids. I don't have a fart fetish.
Clearly you do have a fart fetish, and yeah, you don't understand how to talk to kids, but the subtext there is that he has some kind of disability that makes him unable to understand social cues or kids. I don't necessarily know how to talk to children, so I'm like, but like young kids where I'm like around there, like fucking, you know, like my girlfriend's nieces. I don't know what to say. They're fucking like kids. I don't know what the fuck to say to kids. That's different from me asking if their toes smell, right? There's a difference between not knowing how to talk to kids and being inappropriate with children, right? People who don't know how to talk to kids just avoid kids.
I don't like to smell butts. I am not a groomer. I am not a pedophile. So here are the screenshots here. I will share with you my mentality behind it, not as anything other than the fact of this is how I am. And one, I apologize. And two, that again, don't give out your phone number. Don't help anybody when it comes to this.
Why would you give out your phone number to people? Man. Like big TikTokers give me their phone numbers, and I'm still like, this is awkward, right? Because like I feel like why would you give your number out to anybody? That just seems weird.
There is no justification to anything that I did. What I did was wrong, and this is why I'm never putting my number out there again. And I don't know if I'm gonna.
The wording is so bizarre. It's like what I did was wrong. That's why I'm never putting my number out there again. It's like, oh, okay, well, you never should have in the first place.
Even do social media again.
So, you should delete your account. TikTok is social media, dog.
So here are the screenshots to it. It started off from an Instagram post by an individual that is a 16-year-old. She was a Patreon member, and I had always sent out
Patreon member
positive videos to Patreon members.
So yeah, he has a Patreon. His Patreon. And it's a mental health advocacy Patreon. We'll go through it in a bit.
Try and just be a friend and build a relationship with them.
Nah, you shouldn't be doing that though, bro. Listen, people DM me sometimes, young people, or even not even young people. They'll just say like, "Hey, Pop, I'm struggling with this issue," and I'll give them some advice, and then you move on, right? You don't emotionally attach yourself to people. You try to give the best advice you can. You move on. You shouldn't be trying to develop personal relationships with people based on their mental health issues, right? Like, not in this way. You don't give them your phone number, and it's too personal. You should be directing them towards a mental health expert. That's what I try to do. Papa, I'm having this problem. Oh, you know, I've been in this situation. Here's my advice. You should try to seek out and talk to a mental health expert. 1, 2, 3. You know, not that I don't like my fans, but I'm not. But you need to understand that kind of like power dynamic. You can't be getting personal with people.
One, again, that was wrong because they're...
And like for somebody who says they're a mental health advocate, like you think you would know that.
Their age, and they were a Patreon member of mine, and they were getting sent positive messages, whatever messages. Doesn't matter. I shouldn't be texting them. So
what? Like, what are you trying to frame your messages as positive messages?
Again, here's my amends to anyone I've ever sent an inappropriate message to. She posted on an Instagram story that she was feeling suicidal. I had done enough work with her that I knew that she had suicidal feelings and stuff before.
What? I just don't understand why you'd be this. I don't know.
So I ended up reaching out to this individual, and so here's how the text messages went. I asked her how she was doing.
Let's see. So I guess he's on the right now. So I guess he said, "How are you?" She said, "Good." LOL. How about you? He says, "Lies." LOL. Haha. No. Yes. Sass. This is so like this isn't okay. So from like this isn't how you approach a kid about their mental health issues. What you would say is like, "Hey, like I noticed your Instagram story where you were, you know, talking about taking your life. Are you okay? You know, is there anything that like, you know, do you want to talk about?" You don't go like, "Hey, how are you? LOL. What's up, cutie?" Like that's kind of what it says, right? Anyway, yes, sass. Don't like talking. Then he goes, "Fine, ass. LOL." Like you're calling her an ass, or you're saying that she has a fine ass. I don't understand why you would even talk about that. This is very flirtatious. Being open is scary. Look at you all scary. That's how you talk to somebody who you just said was expressing mental health issues where they wanted to take their own life. This is bizarrely personal. Yes, I'm scary. Then you call her a brat. And then you say, "That's me." And then you say, "How old are you?" Wait, what the fuck? Wait, so you just said that you talked to her and you've developed a relationship with her, but you didn't know how old she was yet? So that to me tells that like the pretenses of this story are complete fucking bullshit. That you didn't really know her at all, and you saw that she was a Patreon member, and you decided to use your large platform to be like, "Hey, look at me. I'm in a position of power. I know you'll talk to me."
On Instagram, shoots over and says to WhatsApp, because this is...
And then she says she's 16 at the bottom. Right? This is WhatsApp, apparently. So she even says she's 16.
Where I text my Patreon members from. Ask her how she's doing. I get
Why? Why don't you just message your Patreon members on fucking Patreon? That's what I do. When anybody subscribes, they're like, hey, Papa, what? Or I'll just be like, hey, thanks for the sub. Why the fuck do you need to take it to Omegle or whatever he just said? Why would you need to come off of Patreon? There's no reason for it. Literally, there's a fucking you talk inside of the app. It makes more sense to do. Unless you have an ulterior motive. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So we've established right now that he knows what he's doing is inappropriate by removing it from Patreon to another platform. That's why you're doing it. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ, man.
a good LOL. How about you?
Oh, I just talked them to OnlyFans. It's easier for me to talk. Like, come on. I know it's not OnlyFans. It's WhatsApp, but Jesus Christ.
Lies. I knew she was lying because she said on Instagram that she was feeling suicidal. Haha, no. I said, yes. Don't like talking. Fine. Ass. Being open is scary because all I wanted him to do was open up and just share. Look at you all scary. Yes, I'm scary. Brat. I always call people a brat, especially females, because I can't call them anything necessarily inappropriate.
Why would you call her anything if she's somebody struggling with mental health? Why would you say, hi, you're such a brat? You don't want to talk about your suicide? You're such a brat. Oh my God. That's your response to her? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. This isn't how you talk to somebody about their problems. This is how you flirt with somebody. Which, by the way, is gross when anybody flirts with anybody else over their mental health. It's like, oh, you're sad? Oh, you shouldn't be sad. You have nice boobies. Like, this is like the it's equal to that. This is a fucking meme.
Because, well, it's not right to do. If you're a guy, I apologize if I ever called you a dick, because, well, I would tell guys to stop being a fucking dick. I asked her how.
Let's see. So, what the fuck? So she said she was 16, and then he goes, how many kids do you have? So, like, now that's just, like, weird flirting. It's like, how many? Like, of course they don't have kids. 8. Sweet. LOL. God, my mom would kill me. Way to do it? Why? LOL. Ha ha ha. 8 kids. Haha. Nah, I would be dead. You wouldn't be walking right. Can't even look at myself. LOL. Never mind a kid. Do you shower? What the fuck? What the fuck does a shower have to do with her mental health? I don't understand. Why would you ask her? So, like, if you wanted, so this is how super woke fucking dickheads would do. They'd say, like, yeah, of course, motivating yourself to get out of bed, to get ready, is a way to help you combat your depression. Get up, clean your room, take a shower. It can really help you, for, like, little things, because it's hard to get through those small things when you're depressed, right? But when you bring it up, first of all, you don't bring it up in a flirty conversation. Second of all, when they say no, that's an effort. You don't go, do you stink? Not, I wouldn't say that. Seems like the not right thing to say.
How old she is? She said she's 16. How many kids do you have? 8. Sweet. Now I feel that we were in a joking mood. At least she's joking. She doesn't necessarily feel suicidal. You know, says,
wow, this guy's a manipulative dick. He knows what to say. I mean, he's dumb. This is the best that anybody could say. But this is dumb. But like he's thought about how to wrap himself out of the situation the best he can by like kind of glossing over the flirtations and delivering it in very dry voice, and then also being like, yeah, like at this point, I'm like, she's pretty sure like she's not suicidal anymore. And so I was like, hey, do you want to shower?
Kill her. I said, way to do it. Why? 8 kids. I would be dead. You go, you wouldn't be walking right. I'm trying to make fun of it. Again, inappropriate. Can't even look at myself after. Never mind a kid.
Well, you're trying to flirt with this girl.
Did you shower? And the reason I started asking people if they showered is whenever I was depressed, I
already fucking called it. Did I not?
Showered. My butt smelled. My armpits smelled. What? My face was greasy and oily. My teeth had a film over it. And it was the only way I knew how to relate to somebody. As you can see, there is absolutely no training here. This is why you don't reach out to people.
No, see, he's trying to make it seem like he's like he's the victim of being a good guy. It's like all good deeds go no good deed goes unpunished. I reached out to them and I was trying to relate to them because I remember when I didn't shower. No, what are you talking about, motherfucker? You didn't say, hey, maybe you should get up and motivate yourself to do stuff like shower and clean your room. You said, do you shower and do you stink? Why the fuck do you need to know if you stink? Makes no sense.
Do you stink? Because I always stunk. Having fun laying.
Let's see. LOL, I'm having fun laying in bed. It's 4 a.m. Then he goes again. When's the last time you showered? Haha, I don't remember. So your pits smell. Does it smell worse when you fart? This is what? How do you rationalize this? How do you rationalize this? You can't fucking rationalize it. You don't say this to people. This is weird, flirtatious shit. Clearly, you have a fetish. I don't care about your fetish. Okay? What I do care about is you, one, expressing it to a child. Two, weaponizing your mental health advocacy to get close to people so that you could talk to them like this. It's gross. It's not what you do. Okay? Then she goes, haha, for FFS. What does FFS meaning? So for fuck's sake, LOL. Well, there's no fucking if you smell bad, then no babies. What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck is the matter with you, dog? True, true. Oh, well. And then he says, what's going on? I'm guess after.
Bad. Okay, when's the last time that you showered? And the reason I cared is because this will tell you, at least in me, of how long you've been depressed for. I don't even remember. So your pit smell, your fart smell. Do you smell worse when
you see? Again, he's trying to make it seem like I already called it before, where it's like, oh, you know, you don't shower, you do the bare minimum to get up and motivate yourself. Hiding behind that.
you fart? I didn't know what FFS means, so she said, for fuck's sake. I said, well, there's no fucking if you smell bad and no babies, because she said she had 8 babies, and I was trying to make a joke. That was stupid. That's not.
You're flirting with her.
That's.
You see, here's the thing. I'm a person, so I flirted with other people before. And while the poopy fart smell stuff, not really my thing per se, the general tone of the conversation is something that I've done as well.
It's not appropriate behavior. True, true. Oh, well. What's going on?
Yeah, it's one thing to like say something flirtatious on accident, but like, what the fuck? This is like, you're really with the butt smells, man. Why did you post this? What is your problem? Okay, so then he says, what's going on, right? And she says, that's a shame. I don't know to what. I don't know. Does your butt smell? Again, don't really smell it, to be honest, Eric. LOL. Just curious. Don't fart or they smell worse. Like, here's the thing. If you're shitty, like, you're trying to hide behind the logic, like I said before, of like, oh, not motivating yourself to shower. But then why the fuck does her farts matter? Like, what association do farts have with being depressed? I'd like to know. Like, what is it that... explain the farts. You gave us a really shitty explanation of the smells, but now explain the farts. Can you do it? You couldn't do it. No, you couldn't. So then she goes, that's not a conversation word. He says, LOL, I'm not friends with you and Ninja anymore. I don't know what the fuck Ninja is. Maybe she's talking about Ninja? I doubt it. Both making me y'all talk, LOL. Stop, smelly ass. What's up? What the fuck? So I'm assuming he's going to hide behind the fact that she was trying not to talk about her problems. But I would assume the real reason she doesn't want to talk to this guy is because of how does your ass smell and can you fart for me, basically.
That's a shame. I don't know what that's a shame was in reference to. I think it was the baby thing. Does your butt smell? Don't really smell it, to be honest, Eric. LOL.
So now, just to be clear, when somebody like uses your name like that, they're like, doesn't really smell. Don't really smell it, Eric. It's like, chill the fuck out, Eric. Right? You guys know when somebody starts using your first name, they're like annoyed with you.
And I thought that we were in a joking environment here. Just open up and tell me what's going on. Try to get her to joke some more. What's really going on? Okay, that's not a conversation words. Me and another person making them talk. Stop, smelly ass. Just trying to be funny.
What? That doesn't make sense. It's not trying to be. You're just constantly reinforcing that you want to smell their ass. It's weird.
It's dumb. Again,
16-year-old.
Inappropriate for an adult to do. Nothing. Not gonna.
Let's see. Nothing. Promise. I'm not gonna talk. Can't. Why? That's dumb. Hey, guess what? I'm in a bad place. Have been for a few days. It's okay and okay to share. So like that's weird. So now he's like, hey, you don't want to talk? Well, you know what? I'm in a bad place. So I'm going to kind of shame you into talking to me. That's kind of what that is. It's weaponizing your mental health. And they're like, yes, we can talk about you, not me. And then, which is weird. So you're going to confide in a 16-year-old. Okay, whatever. Nope, don't do it that way. So that actually just that pretty much establishes that like he was just utilizing his bad place that he's in, which is questionable based on what's going on in this video. To try to get her to talk, and when she's like, okay, let's talk about you, then he's like, no, I don't. I want to keep talking about your smelly ass. Right? That's pretty much what he's saying. Talking is like so pointless, then he says, why?
Talk. So I decided to share. I'm in a bad place. I was detoxing
crazy.
from Red Kratom at the time, and I'd been in a bad place for a bit. then wanted to talk about me, and I didn't want to do it that way. I wasn't the one posting that I was suicidal.
Yeah, but you just told her that you basically were. So it's pretty clear that you were just using that to get her to talk more.
So talking is pointless. Regret it afterwards. Why? Doesn't want to feel at all.
Because I regret it so much. Why? And I don't have to think about it because right now I don't want to feel anything. Me either. Just like numb and empty, so it's okay. Why don't you if just feel nothing? Then he sends her a meme that says, "Will I stop posting inappropriate memes? Will I work on not cursing? Will I finally stop laughing at sexual innuendos like a 15-year-old boy? Tune in next week to the next episode of Absolutely Fucking Not." Why would you send this to her? This is weird, and it is a little bit sexual in nature. Just sexually suggestive enough to get a point across that, again, you want to smell her ass, but not enough so that like it's like you can have plausible deniability. He's gonna frame it as like, oh, this was like a joke to get her to smile.
All feels numb and empty. Just
Let's
feel
just
nothing.
wait.
So
I
I
swear.
do what I've always told people to do. Hey, send memes. They make people laugh. Again, probably
There you go. I sent a meme and makes people laugh. Was I wrong? You see how fucking easy this is? You're so transparent. You're so easy. Oh, send memes because they're funny. Shut the fuck up. You could have sent her like a Minecraft meme if you wanted to make her laugh, but you sent a meme that talked about sexual innuendos. And then it says 15-year-old boy. And if I really wanted to dig into it, I would say that you're almost equating your mentality to a 15-year-old, which conveniently enough is right around her age.
Meme said it was inappropriate. Well, I was inappropriate at all. After the meme.
Then she said mood, but like normally when I'm like this, I want to go off and die, but this time I actually don't. I think it's because I've gotten a lot better support, but yes, very numb. I now talk to my mom when I'm suicidal, which is actually very scary when I think about it, but when I feel that way, it's not scary if you get me. Proud of you. I'm proud of you. So like at this point, if your goal was to get this girl to seek help, you did it. She's confiding in her mother. That then you decided to send her a video?
I get a mood, and then I get her to open up and says normally she wants to go off and die. This time she doesn't, which I was awesome about. She talks to her mom, which was exactly what I wanted to get out of her, is that she was going to talk to somebody. I told her I was proud of her.
Well, no, you seem to really want to get her smelly ass in there.
I was told back I was proud. She was proud of me also. And then Monday I sent her one of the Patreon videos that I normally send. Again, this is not appropriate.
Is that Monday? Yeah, I guess it is. It says Monday right here.
And then Monday I sent her one of the Patreon videos that I normally send. Again, this is not appropriate.
Why would you send somebody a Patreon video? Why wouldn't you just leave it on your Patreon? It just makes, and none of it makes sense.
Not justifying.
Because it just, to me, that would be like, oh, she hadn't talked to him in a while and he was feeling a little frisky, so he's like, hey, look at this Patreon video. It's an excuse for us to start a conversation. You get what I'm saying?
Any of my reasonings for talking to anybody under the age. Again, not a pedophile. I don't like smelly butts. If you're depressed, get help. Find a therapist. Hopefully, maybe this clears you guys up a little bit.
That's what your entire platform should be. Hey, if you're depressed, get a therapist. Don't talk to a 40-year-old man on Patreon, which actually not on Patreon. Don't subscribe to him on Patreon, and then get his WhatsApp and talk to him there.
Understanding of it, and again, not justifying anything, and to anybody that I ever said.
Well, you're trying to justify literally everything. You're trying to walk back. It's astonishing how you thought you did a good job.
Said anything inappropriate to through text messaging, I apologize, and I want to make amends to you, so I am sorry.
I want to make amends.
Here are the screenshots.
I'll send you my smelly butt as amends. Christ, dog. So this is his Patreon here. Christ. So let's see what you get. Thank you for your patronage. Every little bit helps us work towards our goal. You get exclusive access to Patreon-only Discord server. Okay. Available for text if you need support or just words, kind of words. Access to certain Zoom. Discord benefits, special Discord page and YouTube video. Thanks. Okay. For $5 a month, you get previous awards, access to workshops, $10 or less, put on by mental health. Off camera. What the fuck? Access to workshops, $10 left, whatever. Video messages. For the $24 a month, you get, I'm not a therapist or counselor, but if you need ideas or someone to speak with, Make sure you set an hour aside a month for you so I can give you any support you need. That's weird. Access to all mental health off-camera work. I mean, he's acknowledging that he knows that he's not a mental health expert. What the fuck is this? Log? What the fuck is this? Okay, weird. More hands-on workshops. For $50, you get special whatever. You get a bunch of more shit. It's more video chatting and like personal shit. $100, you get a bunch of other shit. I mean, it's all bullshit. Whatever. I don't know, man. This shit's fucking awkward. Christ. So here's where it gets a little extra weird. After this whole thing happened, he decided to remove his OnlyFans. Yeah, that's what he did. So he had an OnlyFans and he removed it. Now with the OnlyFans is where we get away from the kid stuff and more towards the emotional manipulation by getting close to somebody, right? See, if you're a mental health advocate, first and foremost, you shouldn't be doing OnlyFans, probably, but at the very least, you shouldn't be doing OnlyFans with the people who you're getting close to, right? Right? Everybody needs a little extra money. You want to show your dick, whatever. But you don't try to sleep with your fans because you're trying to help them mentally, and now you have a position of power over them. It's predatory. Updates and new content almost daily, blah, blah, blah. Heads up, this is not PG, and yes, I'm a huge mental health advocate, and yes, all funds from here are used to purchase medication for those that cannot, along with getting diagnosed correctly. This is an X-rated shit. If you do not want to see that, I would like to see that. Do you actually help people out with it? Because I honestly doubt it. I think that this is more just fucking gaslighting, manipulative bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. Have fun. Requests. Yay! Let's see what we got here. Love giving oral. Hee hee. Love choking her. Right. So my travels coming up are to Tuscan. Is that Tuscan? Phoenix, Reno, and Boise. If you are in any of these areas and want to meet me up, DM me or text me and we could set something up. Doesn't have to be in relation to this site. Want to do TikTok and share your story. Right, so he's looking for people, his fans, his mental health fans, to meet up and sleep with them. Again, I spelled that wrong, pronounced Tucson. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, you don't do this as a mental health advocate. It's gross. After watching 365 Days, holy shit, I need somebody to do content like that with me. Gross. Because that was a very predatory movie about, basically Stockholm Syndrome. Green Pines, okay, great, girl. More gross shit. Headed to another place. Somebody meet up with me so that I can abuse the power I have over other individuals from a mental perspective. That's, of course, I'm paraphrasing, guys. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, so, overall, you kind of get a fucking feel for this guy. Now, again, this individual, information has gone to the police, so I cannot get specific. But fucking disgusting. Huh? Very gross. Very, very gross. I don't know what the hell you're doing. That's fucking disgusting. I don't know how the fuck you got 1.6 million followers for all this shit. I find it rather nasty. Crazy. Jesus Christ, dog. I want to say thank you so much, guys, to all my Patreons, and a special shout out to my Papa XL Patreons. Without all you guys, I would just be some fat dude screaming into a microphone. So thank you so much, guys. Mwah. I love you all.